Look at that. Do manual labor even as an old man. Isn't it pitiful? Several new hires appearing quite self-assured, gossip and ridicule me as I work. He probably couldn't get a decent job from a lacking educational background. Let's make sure to avoid that. The new hires, in a derogatory tone, said their piece and then left, smirking at me. Can you believe those guys got into this company? I sighed and put my all into the work. Afterwards, the new hires continued to insult and laugh at me when they spotted me. Fine, guess I'll teach them a lesson. My name is Steve Anderson, 65 years old. I work as a janitor at a company that boasts the industry's top market share for a certain product. I belong to this cleaning management division and spend my days dedicated to internal cleaning. I love the job of cleaning. Keeping the office clean is essential to ensure that employees can work comfortably. Moreover, it's interesting because I get to interact with various departments as I clean. I always strive to maintain a smile, and as a result, many employees approach me. I'm often consulted about greetings, casual conversations, and even work-related or personal concerns. Strangely, it seems that problems get resolved when people consult with me, and there are rumors about it. Thanks to this, I am well informed within the company and admired by younger employees as a trusted advisor. Other janitors also know most of the office gossip and are well informed. They say things like, if you want to survive in this company, don't make enemies with the cleaning management division. Good morning, sheet Steve. How are you feeling today? Execs in the morning as I arrived for work. Ethan, the head of the cleaning management division, greeted me. Good morning, sir, as I replied with a smile. Ethan nodded and said, leaning closer, please take care not to overexert yourself today. We appreciate your hard work. For some reason, he always emphasizes not overexerting myself every morning. I'm not doing anything particularly strenuous.
Morning is preposterous, boy. Your beak is once its creationer.
It was Olivia, the oldest member of the cleaning management division and my cleaning mentor. She approached me with a laugh. Honestly, it seems like both Ethan and Olivia think of me as a troublemaker or something. I sighed in frustration while preparing for cleaning. Today is the new employees' entrance ceremony. I wanted the new employees to see the company as a clean place, so I put extra effort into cleaning. As I cleaned the hallway near the conference room, which served as the entrance ceremony venue, I could see the new employees. Some looked nervous and pale. Others were fidgety and restless. A few were chatting with fellow new hires. Seeing the diverse group of new employees made me feel warm inside. What cleaning? I silently cheered them on in my heart, whispered a few new employees who were about to enter the venue, clearly talking about me. I sighed and put my all into the work. With that attitude, they must be really confident in their education. I can't believe the interviewers fell for it. While cleaning another hallway, the new employees who had just finished the entrance ceremony passed by me.
Good job on the entrance ceremony.
I greeted them with a smile. Some returned the smile, some just nodded, and others completely ignored me. At the end of the line of new employees, there were those young guys who had mocked me earlier, and when they saw me, they wore malicious grins. I said to them, just like I did with the others. They laughed under their breath and said things like, poor old man, stuck with this job because he's a bottom feeder, right? And you're best at cleaning, so they don't call you a waste of salary in hushed voices as they walked away. Damn, you can't just let people like them in. As I felt disheartened, I heard a voice from behind saying, that's way too rude of those new employees. Just allowing people like them into the company will be its downfall.
That's Olivia!
Apparently, she could hear those whispered insults loud and clear. She seemed very angry.
Steve! Why didn't you say anything back? Did you upset being treated like that?
Dolly, that's Reese!
Olivia didn't seem satisfied, but I was grateful that she was speaking up on my behalf. Well, those new employees are definitely getting too cocky. Guess I should teach them a lesson. With that thought in mind, I grinned and went back to cleaning. In this company, after joining, there is a 1-week orientation for new employees. Based on their performance and preferences during this time, their assigned department is decided and the department assignments are announced on the last day after being encouraged by all the executives. I observed the new employee orientation while cleaning. The new employees who had insulted me seemed enthusiastic when there was a trainer present. However, when trainer was absent, they ridiculed the new employees who had lower educational backgrounds than them. I'd hate to be thought of as being in the same league as you. Oh, that women's college. There are a lot of cute girls, but their intelligence is not up to par, right? You must have been selected based on looks, huh? It seemed like they were looking down on not only me but also others. Listening to their conversation, I found out that they were graduates from some of the top universities in the country. To think that people like them could be from a prestigious university. I felt bad for the institutions. Well, I believed that education and academic achievements were important. I also thought that qualities like consideration for others and the ability to cooperate with those around you were equally, if not more, important. It appeared that these qualities were lacking in them. I felt irritated by their behavior, but continued to observe them. And then, in the blink of an eye, a week passed, and today was the final day of the new employee training. The new recruits seemed to be in high spirits, probably because they were eagerly anticipating the announcement of their assigned departments. We're finally done with this useless and boring training. Let's get to work in our respective departments already. Yeah, right? We don't need things like customer service and business etiquette at all. Hey, weren't you hoping to join the International Strategy Department? That's right. And weren't you aiming for the Corporate Planning Department? Well, with our academic backgrounds and qualifications, it should be a piece of cake. On the final day of training, during lunch break, as I returned from my meal, I spotted those new recruits talking in front of a store near the company. Perhaps because they were outdoors and felt unnoticed, they seemed relaxed, speaking ill of the training right in front of the company's entrance, even when no one was around. And the fact that they still had hopes of getting into their desired departments was somewhat infuriating. Well, I was genuinely appalled by their attitude. I thought it would be too troublesome if they spotted me, so I quickly entered the company building. As the lunch break ended, I dressed in a suit, engaged in casual conversations with my familiar colleagues. Just then, those new recruits walked by. Hun, why is the janitor wearing a suit? The usual dirty work, clothes suit, a bottom feeder like you better. Getting all dressed up is so cringe. Even in a suit, you can't hide that bottom feeder vibe. Pathetic, right? They muttered insults at me in hushed tones, chuckling to themselves, and headed towards the training venue. They probably couldn't see the other employees from their angle. If they had, they wouldn't have dared to use such foul language.
Gussie, out! Everything I said was true, wasn't it? It wasn't sass, that's just it.
I said to the employees. They remained silent, their faces pale, trembling all over as they just stared at those newcomers' backs. And now it was time for the final part of the training, the words of encouragement from the executives. Usually, after the president's speech, the head of the HR department would announce the department assignments. But this time, it was a bit different.
Originally, my speech was supposed to conclude the new employee training. However, this year the chairman also wants to say a few words. Now the chairman will wrap things up for us.
The president said with a somewhat exasperated tone. The chairman, too. There are rumors that many people haven't even seen his face, right? Yeah, the chairman rarely shows himself. Seeing the chairman might be a stroke of luck. The new recruits began to buzz with excitement. This rumor had clearly reached the ears of the new recruits. Just amidst the commotion of the new recruits, I stepped onto the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your hard work during the new employee training. I am Steve Anderson, the chairman of our company.
The venue buzzed with excitement. Well, considering that many of them had probably seen me in my janitorial uniform, their reaction was understandable. Thus the troublesome new employees, with stunned expressions, froze as they looked at me while working as a janitor. I've been observing your training efforts. I'm truly delighted that enthusiastic individuals like you have joined our company. Thank you very much for choosing us. I directed my gaze towards those individuals.
Unfortunately, among this year's new recruits, there are a few who seem to enjoy undermining others. I find that very disappointing.
Their faces turned pale rapidly.
Work is built on mutual support. For there's no superiority or inferiority here. I hope you'll keep that in mind as we look forward to your future contribution.
I finished my speech and then left the room. Following me from behind was Ethan, who just attended the executive's words of encouragement, dressed in a suit. Seriously, you never used to do this kind of thing before, and suddenly you're giving speeches this year. Please stop making a mess of things. I teased Ethan, who was clearly annoyed. Sir, please, for the love of God, stop calling me that. It's creepy.
Alright. Excuse the interruption. I got it. I guess not. Even the conspiracy. I'd apologize for springing this on you out of the blue. But I think the real problem here is that the HR department has some screws loose.
Ethan is the head of the cleaning management department and one of the company's directors, and my secretary. He's an extremely talented man who always goes through a lot because of my whims. This time, too, he had a tough time getting involved in my sudden idea. Oh well, certainly, we will thoroughly review the structure of the HR department's training and recruitment. The issue of hiring individuals who behave arrogantly based solely on their educational backgrounds could become a significant problem for our company in the future. Ethan didn't blame me any further and immediately started taking notes in his notebook.
Oh, the president and vice president have seen their attitude directly, so they'll take action soon enough. They don't have to worry too much.
After the lunch break, I'm looking forward to seeing how they will handle things from now on. Welcome to the Cleaning Management Department. As the name suggests, this department is responsible for maintaining sanitary conditions within the company and managing large-scale cleaning activities. Ethan greeted the newcomers with a smile. Our trainers for you will be Olivia and Steve. They will be providing guidance, and it's quite an honor to be trained by our company's chairman and former head. The newcomers remained silent, their eyes widened in surprise. In fact, half of the employees in this department are experienced executives. Olivia has been supporting the company since its establishment and was supposed to become a director. However, she chose to become a contract employee and a cleaner, saying, "I don't want to become any more important. I just want to clean."
Beginning great for you guys! All the current executives have experience in this department. In this anyway, you're on a path to success.
Olivia said with a smug expression. Indeed, it was my policy to have executives go through the cleaning management department. However, that didn't necessarily mean it was a path to success.
If you don't like the work here, you're free to quit. Literally free to quit. However, there's a lot you can learn in this department, such as empathy and a broad perspective. It's not an exaggeration to say that the knowledge and skills you'll gain here are essential for your future survival.
I added, trying to encourage them. The troublemakers reluctantly replied, "Thank you," with lowered heads. From the next day onwards, we drilled the newcomers on the ins and outs of internal cleaning in the name of training. At first, they were dissatisfied, but they gradually learned the ropes and grew as individuals.
I used to think cleaning was just a chore, but it's changed my perspective so much. As the chairman said, I can see various things I couldn't before. I now realize how small and pathetic I was when I used to act all high and mighty based on my education alone.
One of the troublemakers confessed, looking embarrassed. The other troublemakers also began to realize the essence of the words I had spoken. It won't be long before they graduate from this department. I, too, put in my best effort as a cleaner for internal cleaning. Nonetheless, I continued to enjoy my days and remained committed to uplifting the spirits of the employees through cleaning.